Back by popular demand, I am here to talk about each of the wedges in the 75th arena, the third Quarter Quell. I have long since been a believer that each of the 12 wedges were purposely chosen. The horrors that were found within that section in that hour were chosen to target a specific victor that was in the arena. Suzanne Collins shows time and time again that she does things with intention, she writes with purpose, and really is specific about word choice and plot points. Now, some people have been quick to argue that there are 24 tributes and there were only 12 hours in the clock. But I think that some of the people, maybe they didn't have a wedge for them, but also plausibly, some wedges count for more than one person. I mean, some might argue that the careers, for example, did nothing wrong and didn't deserve to be there. We don't have any text evidence to prove that they did or they didn't. I will say a brother and a sister going in from the same district together does feel nefarious to me. And I am always of the opinion that the Capitol in Panem does everything wrong. They're bad. So to give them any sort of credit is a stretch in my opinion. But I digress. So here is what we know. The 12 o'clock hour starts the clock, and that is the lightning tree. Each wedge has the same tree, which throws them off when they're trying to figure out what hour they are in. But the lightning tree itself, in my opinion, is for Beatty Latier. Beatty wins his games by striking everyone dead with electrical current. He uses a wire and he becomes victor, but he was an unlikely candidate. He's District 3, not a career. He uses his intelligence, which is something that the Capitol doesn't prefer. They want gore and brawn. Now, the 1 o'clock hour is the blood rain. We find that out when Joanna shows up with Beatty, Wirus, and herself. There are 2 or more potential victors that this could be targeting. The blood rain, initially, my thoughts were that it could have been for Finnick. Finnick, of course, wins his game by stabbing people up in nets, and so I'm sure there was blood raining down upon him. It's a little dark and twisty, but it's plausible. After reading Sunrise on the Reaping, I now wonder if that was Wirus's wedge. Wirus won her games without spilling a single drop of blood. And it feels like something the Capitol would want to note. They would want to showcase the game makers, Snow, that she outsmarted them, so now they want to punish her. The 2 o'clock hour is the poisonous fog, or the mist, if you will. I initially thought upon reading this that this was for Mags. Mags volunteers for Annie Cresta, so a lot of people have argued that they wouldn't have a wedge for her if they planned these out ahead of time. Katniss notes in the text that Mags seems as if she's had a stroke. So if the fog mimics stroke symptoms, it would make sense that that was targeting Mags. We do learn in Sunrise on the Reaping that she is tortured, and that is why she probably starts having those sorts of issues that mimic a stroke. After reading Sunrise on the Reaping, I'm wondering if this also could have been for Haymitch. Haymitch, there's a lot of notes in the beginning of the text about him coming through the mist whenever he is outside of District 12, working to make liquor or visiting Lenore Dove. He's traveling through the mist. So depending on the level of surveillance that you feel that they had on Haymitch, perhaps the fog was for him. Another likely option that I really just considered today was that maybe District 4 in its entirety was being targeted in this wedge. Fog, or mist if you will, is water vapor, and they're known for their water. So perhaps they were more so trying to attack multiple people and aiming it at water being your strength, now it is your weakness.